Hello and welcome to my podcast. My name is Marsha, also known as Fairy Little on all of the social media. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to anybody who's new. This is going to be all about knitting today. So today it's just a knitting podcast. I've been getting a ton of things worked on, but not finished. So let's just dive straight into it, shall we? Yesterday I took some time and I finished unknitting the Contemplate sweater that I was working on. So I've taken the sleeves off now. And this had not been done last time. I had gotten to where I needed to take off the sleeves. So yesterday I just did that final step, sleeves off. Now I'm going to be working on reattaching the sleeves and finishing the sweater. I'm really looking forward to wearing this one. It is so squishy. It's knit out of Cascade, bulky, Cascade 128, I do believe, superwash. This design has not come out yet. It is going to be coming out as soon as I finish the knit through, just to make sure everything's finalized. Then it will be coming out. It will probably be next week. I'm going to try and make that the goal, to have it come out next week. And then we can all just knit it together. So that is, that's being worked on. I'm using Chalgu lace with the red cable, and these are 5.5 millimeters. So this is actually a really quick knit to knit through. It's just, I've been knitting on so many other things that this has kind of taken a back burner, which now it needs to be the upfront thing that I need to be working on. So I'm going to sit it here so that it's staring me in the face so that I get it done, because I love working with that yarn. And this is an eggplant color, like an aubergine. So pretty. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm totally into purples right now. Purple and gray are, I just love them so much right now, especially together, purple, gray, and pink. I'm drawn to purple and pink anyway, but like pink and lavender and gray, and even in the fingerless mittens that I've talked about in lots of other episodes. If you're interested, just go and look at the previous episode where I talk about these, but these have the pink and gray in them. And I'm very, very drawn to that right now. And so I'm just embracing it. This purple is so beautiful. And I can't wait for that knit to be finished. I'm actually going to re-knit it after I'm done this one. I have some yarn I'm going to knit 2 more for sure. I'll grab the yarn and I'll show you. The first one I'm going to be knitting, for one of my kids, Helen. It's the 128 superwash, like I said, and they want it in pink. So I'm going to do pink for them. It's going to look so great on their skin tone because they have a darker skin tone. So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be beautiful. The other one I'm going to be knitting is in this color. I think it's just numbers. This brand just says numbers. It doesn't actually have, color 856. This one I'm going to be knitting for Priscilla, my sister. I'm really happy about that. It's going to be really fun to knit both of these sweaters for the people that I love. The colors couldn't be prettier. I'm very happy with these colors. The Cascade yarns, they tend to be like a more reasonably priced yarn. It is made out of, it's 100% superwash merino wool. So with superwash, it tends to grow, but because this sweater is a bulky sweater knit on a big needle, it is meant to be big and luscious and just cozy. And it's the sleeves are extra long, so you roll them up so you have a big cuff and just like all the squishiness, which is perfect for like sitting on the couch and reading a book, or if you're outside just going for a little walk with just throw on your big sweater, and it's just so cozy. Or in a cool morning drinking your coffee in your nice squishy sweater. I'm really happy about this, and that one is going to get done. I'll knit it this week. I'll make that the priority to get done this week so I can show it to you finished next week and have it released next week. That one is going to be so nice. Some other things I have been working on. I told you before that I have a lot of things going on in the background. I have quite a few patterns that have been test knit and people have been working on. This one back here is called Synergistic. It's a shawl. I designed it last year. It is so beautiful. It is knit in sections. So there's 3 different sections and you pick up stitches to knit each section. It's very easy. It's very meditative. It's a very relaxing knit. I've knit it twice. There's 2 different sizes. One is this size. This is the smaller size. And then I have a larger size. I can't remember the name of the yarn that I used in the larger size, so I'm not going to show it. But the yarn that I used on this one is by Flock. And I purchased the yarns together to go together for this design. And the lightest color is called Light. Then next color with the light purple is called Pixie Dust. And then the dark purple is called Larkspur. So I'm just gonna grab it and I'll show you. This is what it looks like finished. So you knit across and then you pick up stitches and then you knit down. Then you pick up stitches around the outside and just finish it off. It is a beautiful, beautiful shawl. I really enjoyed knitting it. And I know anyone who's looking for something that is a good palette cleanser that has a little bit of thought to it, but doesn't require a lot, this is an excellent knit. I'm releasing it today, which is Monday the 1st of February. So you're going to see this on Thursday, which is the 4th of February. I will have the link below so you can check that out and go and see if you want to purchase it. It is very beautiful and I definitely enjoyed knitting it. I want to apologize. Last week I misspoke about a test knit being done on February 9th and it was the wrong test knit. It's a different test knit that's finishing up on February 9th. The hoodie test knit isn't going to be finished until March 9th. And I've been working very closely with my test knitters on this one because there is so many different moving pieces in it. It's a top-down raglan style with a V-neck. So you're picking up stitches around, then you separate for the sleeves, then you knit down, then you're knitting a pocket. After that, you knit a hood, then you pick up stitches around the hood, create a loop for the drawstring to go through. You're creating holes for the drawstring in the front and then doing sleeves. And the back of the pocket. So there's a lot of moving pieces in this. So it does require a little bit more time and a little bit more energy. How far I've gotten. Last time I saw you, I had finished the bottom and I had picked up for the hood and I'm still working on the hood. I have another 40 rows, I think, to knit the hood. The hood is a very large section and it's a lot of knitting because of how a hood fits, right? Having said that, this is how much more I need to knit on the hood. The hood takes 1 full skein of Remix Light. I know that it does because I've knit it already, which is 432 yards, which is 400 meters. So I don't have a lot of yarn left, but it's coming along so nicely. And these are the raglan increases down. It's a very subtle line, which I really like. And it kind of has almost like little holes, but they're just a little added detail, which I think is really pretty. And not everybody is potentially a fan of a detail like that. And there's always a way you can fix that. There's always a way you can tweak a pattern so that it works for you. And my suggestion with this hoodie is, if you don't like the dot, the hole detail, would be to use a make one left and make one right instead of the increases that I've used. And it should just clear that up, and then it'll just have it like the one knit ridge right in the middle, which is really pretty. I'm using the Berrocco Remix Light in this beautiful pink color. It's color 6961. If you're wondering. I'm housing it in a bag that I got at Knit City in 2019 from Ginger Snap Yarns. And it's got the beautiful purples and blues and black that I'm totally digging right now. I really love that the top has a metal piece so it holds it open and flat. And my whole sweater fits in here. Like I do have to tuck a little, but it does all fit in here, so it's a perfect size. So if you go over to Ginger Snap Yarn and you check out her bags, she has a really great selection of bags. Next project I have been working on is my Pasquishall. I have completely updated it in my Ravelry store. I had my tech editor redo 2 charts, and I had to flip a couple things in section 3 and section 5. Those are fixed. And I am in section 5 right now, which is a beautiful lace section. And the last time I saw you, I was in here and I knit a bunch and then I ripped it back and then I redid it. So this has been knit twice, this section here. It's coming along beautifully. The yarn, because the yarn is Black Cat Custom Yarn in the Black Raspberry Cheesecake, Widowmaker, and Void Talon colors. The bag it is housed in is by Lowland Originals. It was sent to me by Renee a few years ago as a gift. She made it out of scrap pieces and sent it to me, and it's beautiful. She used all colors that I like. She went and looked at my Instagram and found colors that I used on my Instagram, then created this cute little bag specifically for me. And I love how it has this little end of the fabric detail here. I don't know why, I just love that. It's so cute. This bag is fantastic. It's got a nice little string pull. And that's the one that has been housing this project. These needles that I'm using here are Haya Sharps in the 4mm 6 US size. One thing is how I hold my needles. I often run into this problem. Especially when I'm holding it in one hand. You can tell that I hold one in one hand while I'm working and one in the other hand, because the curve in this one is a lot stronger than the curve in this one. And I have broken needles right at this point before. I've broken multiple kinds of needles, and it's just because of how I hold the needles. I find with smaller needles, 4-inch, that it happens a lot more than with a 5-inch. So I try to use a 5-inch instead of 4 inches, just because it's easier on my hands, it's easier on the needles. It's just easier all around. This pattern is available on Ravelry right now, and I just sent it back over to the person who's working on my webpage, which will be up very soon. And as I'm updating information, it will be added to the website. So there's some items that might not have descriptions yet, but they're coming. Everything's coming, but I want to get the webpage up so that you can access it there. I'm also over on Patreon now. I've created a whole bunch of merchandise over there. So if you subscribe to Patreon and you you can pick a tier that you support, and every 3 months after your payment has been processed, every 3 months you receive a gift depending on what tier you are in. And each comes with different options and different bonuses, which is really cool. And I also want to thank all of the people who have already gone over there and are supporting me through Patreon. I appreciate all of you, and it's super duper. So thank you. That is it for the knitting content today. Thank you for joining me if that's all you were here for. If you're interested in any other ways of supporting the podcast, they're all linked below, and we'll see you next week. And for anybody else who's interested in jibber jabber, let's get to it. First things first, I've changed my lighting a little bit. I was using white umbrellas for my lights, and I switched them to black, and they're silver on the inside. So I'm seeing how this works, and they're actually a little bit higher than they usually are. Maybe I will bring them lower next time. I really like how it's showing up though, so that's good. Last week I mentioned that I'm trying to be more organized, which I am. It's working. And one of my viewers suggested I read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I have read that book, and I really appreciate it. It's really good that it was brought back to mind, because I'm going to reread it because I feel like I need that. I also have been really utilizing my planner, which is really good. I'm trying to lay things out a little bit better. I've already done a lot of things today that I wouldn't normally have been able to get into my day. So I'm satisfied with that outcome. There have been things that I completed today that were not on my list. There are also things that have been on my list for a week. One of them was changing a light bulb. I had it on my list. All I had to do was change the light bulb because it was flashing. I got that done today. And I can't tell you how satisfying it was just to change a light bulb today. Sometimes it was a change a light bulb day, and I got it done, so I'm happy with that. I wanted to also talk about something that over the last couple weeks has been a thing on YouTube and the internet, and I'm completely obsessed right now, is sea shanties. I've been listening to so many sea shanties, and I love it. I love all of the different voices that are coming into the different sea shanties. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go into the YouTube search bar and search sea shanties, and you'll know what I mean. So good. The Wellerman song, it's pretty awesome. So you're welcome for that, absolutely. This morning was a complete paperwork day. I got a lot of paperwork done, including changing some really important stuff that needed to be changed in paperwork. I phoned people. I do not like to phone people, and I phoned people that needed to be phoned. I just feel really accomplished today, and I'm very, very happy about that. I have not sewn any farther on the quilt that I was working on because that was the room that needed the new light. So now that that light has been switched, I will be able to get back to doing some sewing and get the quilt top finished so that I can send it and get it actually quilted, and then I'll do the edging on it. It's going to be very pretty when it's done. I think that is it for me for today. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who keeps returning and seeing me, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week, an amazing weekend, and are enjoying everything that you are working on. Until next time.